A picture is worth 1,000 words, so here are quite a few pictures to show what difference lighting can do for your level. I won't be showing you how to do lighting in this particular video, but by the end of it you should have a better understanding of lighting in the Source engine and how it works. By the way, if you're getting this problem, it's nothing to do with the lighting, it's to do with the Cubemaps in your level. Look up my tutorial on that instead. If you choose the 3D Lightmap grid view in Hammer, your map will turn into a load of squares. When you compile your map, it calculates how bright each of these squares is. Obviously, the more squares there are, the longer it takes to compile your map, and the larger your map's file size will be. You can change the Lightmap scale in Hammer. The number shown is the number of units across each square is. Smaller values mean more detailed shadows, but your map's file size will greatly increase, and it can cause strange artifacts and problems, particularly if done across a large area. Before compiling your map, you have a choice of which setting to set rad to. If you set it to off, your map will have no lighting. If you set it to fast, it'll have bad lighting, and if you set it to normal, it'll have normal lighting. Personally, I can't see much of a difference between fast and normal, and I've done a couple of tests. Here are my results. However, the general consensus is that normal is better, so I suggest you just put up with the wait and get someone to make you a sandwich. Light can't go round corners, but it can bounce off surfaces. Here is an extreme example of a brightly lit orange wall making the shaded wall glow orange. New games can do this in real time, but for Source, it's all calculated when compiling your map. Because Source calculates lighting when you compile your map, it doesn't need to do so in-game, leading to higher frame rates than in games where lighting is calculated in real time. However, because of this, you can't attach or parent lights to moving objects in Hammer, and the number of flashing or toggleable lights you can have in a particular area is limited. There are certain lights that are dynamic to a degree, but they don't tend to look that good and may lead to problems. Here you can see examples of point spotlight and ENV projected texture entities. Obviously the best way to learn is to do it yourself. However, I'm going to give you some advice. Putting loads of different coloured lights in a room will lead to an effect like this, which could be done with fewer lights, and sometimes the fewer lights there are, the better. The aim of lighting isn't to light everything up like a Christmas tree, it's to make maps look more convincing and realistic by having darker areas. The general idea is that certain colours look nice together. For some examples, try watching films like the latest Harry Potters. Compare them with the older ones and you'll find that the lighting is more uniform, with entire scenes being in one or two main colours. This can be used to make things look more stylised and professional. Deus Ex Human Revolution is an extreme example of this. Colour correction is a very large topic, and there are ways of changing the lighting in your level, much like you would when editing a frag video in a video editing program. However, for now I'm just going to say that you should try and pick a suitable colour scheme when selecting your textures. Green is sickly, red is for anger or alert. You can also contrast colours. You'll find a lot of movie posters use blue and orange. Hopefully this video has helped you to question colours, study shadows, and has given you a justification for watching Harry Potter. Don't forget to point out every single interesting shadow you see to your friends, and how real life would look better if everything was yellow. Your friends will really thank you for it later.